Guys, it's Kritika. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm a travel and lifestyle vlogger, and in this video, I'm going to be answering some of your questions because it's been a very long time since I did a Q&A. So let's just get started. So I've taken screenshots of some of the questions that I liked. There are lots of them. So I'm going to try to get through all of them in today's video. Starting off with the question that most people seem to have asked, when will we see your travel vlogs again? So I know this is something that I get asked every time I post a video, and because I live with my parents and grandparents, I haven't really been traveling. I don't think it's too sensible to be traveling during this time, honestly. But having said that, I am actually traveling next week. I'm doing a very short trip. I'm honestly so scared of the whole travel experience now. I'm not gonna lie. But basically, I'm going to Mumbai for 2 days and then Jaipur for 2 days. Jaipur for a friend's wedding. She's one of my closest friends, so I don't want to miss her wedding. But I really don't think this is like the best time to be traveling. We've already waited so many months, and considering there's a second wave now, it just doesn't seem sensible, especially if you're living with like older people like I am. So that's the scene. Hopefully next year I'll get to do more travels, but yeah, as of now, this is the only trip I'm doing, and I'll try to make a couple of videos from that trip as well. What was your first YouTube payment and when was it? Wow, this really takes me back. So when I started my channel, I honestly started it just as a hobby, so I didn't even turn on monetization, even though back then there was no rule of the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So I only started monetizing my channel, I think 6 months or 7 months after I started, and my first payment was $100, which was the threshold. I think it took me like 2-3 months to reach that threshold, and then I got like, I think $120 if I'm not wrong. But before that happened, I'd actually done a couple of Instagram brand deals. So I think my first brand deal paid me 4,000 rupees and my second paid brand deal was for 10,000 rupees. Hey, when you started YouTube, what was the average views you got at start and how did you promote? So honestly, when I started my channel, I think it took me 7 or 8 months to get to 1,000 subscribers. And if you watch my Thailand vlogs, I think they got popular, but when I posted them, I think in the first week I only got like 700 views or something. So it definitely takes time. I think the first year I wasn't really getting as many views, but just posting consistently is very important. Honestly, you never know which video is going to go viral, so you just have to keep posting, and whenever that one video does go viral, it automatically brings you views to other videos as well. So you just have to be patient, keep focusing on creating better content, and yeah, the views will eventually come in. Advice for 20-year-olds. Oh my god, I wish I was 20 because I would have done so many things differently. Firstly, I would just tell my 20-year-old self to chill because I used to take so much stress about everything and about having things figured out. I started my first job when I was 20. I was working as a financial analyst. So yeah, I think I would just tell myself to chill a little and experiment with things and look at different career options. 20s are your time to experiment. You're never going to be that young and have that few responsibilities ever in life. Like your 30s, I'm sure you're gonna have a kid and stuff like that to take care of. So I would recommend, especially for your early 20s, to just experiment or try out different passions and things you enjoy and make full use of the confidence you have, because most early 20s people I know are just so confident and feel like they can accomplish anything. So make use of that and try different things. Why are you not active on YouTube? So honestly, I've been posting once a week, so I have been quite active, but I get what you mean. It's just that I feel like I'm not exactly sure what content to create. That is one thing. And the second, which is the more important reason, is that because I'm home right now, I'm working on a lot of projects which require me to like just sit and work on those things, which won't be possible when I'm traveling. So I'm creating like my online store, I'm creating a course which takes so much of my time and a lot of like back-end business stuff. So I'm focusing more on that right now. And because of that, my YouTube channel sort of has taken a bit of a backseat, if I'm being honest. I know that next year onwards, my plan is to be super active on YouTube. So I'm just using this time to get all of those things in place so that I can balance both next year. What is the first destination that you're planning to travel post-COVID? This is an interesting one, and honestly, it really depends because COVID is not going to magically go away at the same time in all countries. So it really depends on which countries are safe to travel to. But one dream that I have is I really just want to go to Bali and like live there for 1 or 2 months and just live that digital nomad life and travel and work from there. That's something I've wanted to do for a very long time. But now after sitting at home, I'm really craving like some good beaches. And I think Bali also has a very nice digital nomad community. So that's something I hope I can do. But other than that, on the top of my bucket list are Jordan and the Philippines. I really hope I get to visit next year. Which editing software do you use? I feel like every time I do a Q&A, this question always comes up, but I use Final Cut Pro. If you're just starting out, I would recommend using a free or a more affordable software. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Wow, this is so weird because usually people ask what celebrity would you like to date, but as my brother, I'm gonna think of Bollywood so that my options are fewer. I feel like Shahid Kapoor might make a good brother. Although I have a crush on him as well. In fact, I even saw him once in real life and I got so awkward because I don't know, like I just have no idea how to behave when you see celebrities. So I just like start ignoring them and act like they don't exist. So yeah, that happened. But yeah, I think he'll be like a nice brother. How old were you when you learned how to ride a bike? If you mean cycles, I was a kid. But if you're talking about get bikes, I don't think I've ever spoken about this on my channel. So I don't know how you know that I can ride a bike, but I actually can ride get bikes. At least I have a license for it. I learned like for an entire month when I was 18 how to ride a bike because my dad was like, you need to get a license for a car and a get bike and stuff. So, you know, those big motorbikes with like gears, I actually know how to ride that. But I don't have any practice, so I don't know if I can still do it. Have you ever been to Bangalore? Yes, of course. I've been to Bangalore so many times. I've even lived in Bangalore because my second job, which was at an ad agency, was in Bangalore. So I used to live in Cambridge layout in Alsur. Hi Kritika, I'm an avid traveler myself. Would be great if you could share tips on how to start a blog. So since you said blog, I'm going to assume you mean a website and not YouTube and stuff. So obviously you need to figure out what platform you want to use. There's WordPress, Wix, Squarespace, all of those. I started with WordPress. My website is still on WordPress, the paid version of it. But figure out your platform and figure out your niche within travel as well. Do you want to focus on budget travel or luxury travel or international travel? Whatever it is, figure out your niche and be as specific as possible. And because it's a blog, I feel like blogs are meant to be more informative than entertaining, especially in the travel space. So try to provide very good information and also have like your own unique tone of voice. I think those things, if you keep doing it consistently for a year, your blog will pick up. And of course, research SEO practices for blog. And if you're using a blog, you should actually use Pinterest as well, because I think that's one of the best ways to drive traffic to your website. What is your financial source for your travel and vlog? I've done 2 detailed videos about my different sources of income. So I'm going to leave those video links in the description. But to give you a short answer, I am basically a content creator. That's what I do for a living. And I make money in many different ways. At the moment, majority of my money comes through brand promotions. So in my video or on Instagram, if I promote a brand, they pay me for it. And that's how I make a living. I also get a lot of sponsored trips. So I'm not actually paying for most of my trips. In fact, I think last year, around 80% of my trips were sponsored, so I only paid for like a few of my trips. So yeah, if you want to know more in detail, then check out those links in the description. What keeps you motivated? I think the important thing is to figure out your why and keep reminding yourself that. One of my biggest whys is freedom, like financial freedom, freedom of time and location, being able to work from anywhere and at any time. And that's something I value a lot. Your why may be different, but that's what I keep reminding myself every time I'm feeling low. And my work now, I think I've reached a point where I have accomplished that freedom that I wanted. So that keeps me going, and also doing something that you actually love. Like, I know I enjoy making videos and enjoy connecting with you guys, but I do have my off days where I'm like, I don't want to do any work at all today. So yeah, in those days, I just end up taking a break. But yeah, I think when you're doing something you love and you have a strong reason why you want to do that, then that makes being motivated easier. How do you write your handwriting in any of your videos? This is something that so many people ask me, and basically I do it on my iPad using my Apple Pencil, and the app I use for that is called Procreate. There are lots of free apps as well. Procreate is a paid one, but if you watch YouTube tutorials, you'll be able to find like free apps that help you do this. How was your starting on YouTube financially, and how has all this changed now? So when I started, I still had a full-time job which was paying my bills. So for the first 7 months I had a job, and after that when I quit, I ended up taking a lot of like freelance gigs. I used to do content writing. I remember I used to write articles for Expedia Singapore and stuff like that, and they'd pay me for that. So that's how I was sustaining myself. I definitely wasn't making that much money in my first year of YouTube. And then slowly after that, I started getting brand deals. Even my ad revenue grew. I tried to build other revenue streams, and over time it definitely improved. And now I think this year has probably been the most money I've ever made in my life, which I'm so grateful for, because given the times, I know people are losing jobs and stuff, and despite that, I had like a great year financially. There were months in between where I wasn't getting any brand deals, so I didn't make any money, but I think the other months kind of more than made up for it, and now I'm making way more money than I did at any of my jobs, so I feel very grateful. When will you do a full-on end-to-end Tamil vlog? So a lot of people don't know this, but I know Tamil. I grew up in Tamil Nadu, so எனக்கு தமிழ் பேச தெரியும். ஆனா தமிழ் அவ்வளோ நல்லா இல்லை. So I want to make a vlog in Tamil, but I feel like I may just offend people with how bad my Tamil is. But nonetheless, I think I will do this for fun. And I need you guys to promise me that you won't judge my Tamil if I do that. Where will you go on your honeymoon? I think first you need a boy for that. You need to get married. Like you've gone 10 steps ahead. But if I had to pick a place, I don't know about where, but I would like to go somewhere tropical because I really like beaches. What's your education qualification? Again, something that comes up in every Q&A. So I did my schooling in Vellore, then I did my undergraduation in economics honors from Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi, and then I did a postgrad in advertising and marketing communications from Xavier Institute of Communications in Mumbai, and after that I worked for like almost 4 years, and now I'm a full-time YouTuber. Have you any boyfriend who you love? Please must reply. No, I only have a boyfriend who I hate. I don't have a boyfriend who I love. Can you please suggest some self-help books that might help me in dealing with changes in my life? Okay, I honestly read a lot of like books in the whole personal development space. A few that I would recommend are You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, that's one of my favorite books. The Four Agreements is another really great book, and Steal Like an Artist if you're in the creative space. I think start off with these books and then I can give you more recommendations. Which app are you using to create your thumbnails? I use Photoshop, but of course it's a paid software and you also need to know how to use Photoshop. So I recommend either using Canva or PicMonkey if you don't know Photoshop. What is your mother tongue, Tamil or Hindi? So my mother tongue is Hindi, but I grew up in Tamil Nadu and no one really spoke Hindi around me. And in my school, you were only allowed to speak in English. So the language that I'm most comfortable speaking in, for better or for worse, is English. If you rename your YouTube channel, what would it be? By the way, your videos are awesome. Thank you so much. And honestly, I think I would never want to rename my channel because I always wanted to build like a personal brand around me and my name. So I'm quite happy with the name Kritika Goel. So I don't think I'd want to rename it. What is the most expensive thing that you bought? I think it has to be my camera, the Sony a6500 with the Sigma 16mm lens. That whole setup is like around 1.3 lakhs. I think that's the most expensive thing I've bought. And coming to the last question, which is kind of funny. Are you seriously looking for a prospective partner? What qualities are you looking for? So during Diwali, I put up like a story of myself wearing Indian clothes. And as a joke, I put the caption, Rishtas are welcome or something like that. So this is probably about that. So no, I'm not looking for someone. But coming to your second question, I feel like what you're looking for in a partner changes so much as you grow older. I remember like in my early 20s when I was dating, it was just about, oh cool, I like you and you like me. So that's the end of the story. But the older I get, the more I think about like other things, like your religious ideologies need to match, your political ideologies need to match, and how you think about money and saving money and spending habits and stuff. Those are so important. And also like a person may be amazing, but you know, you may just not like get along with each other. So I don't know, that's like a difficult question. I don't think I have a list of like things that I'm looking for in a person, but I do feel like my priorities have changed over the years. And with that, we come to the end of this Q&A. I'm looking at the screen now and I've been talking for almost an hour. I don't know how I'm gonna cut this down to like a 10 or 15 minute video. So good luck to future me who has to edit this video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really feel like I should do Q&As more often because it's a nice way to like connect. So let me know if you'd like me to do Q&As like more often on a monthly basis. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, press the bell button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!